Welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of the drive through the Yorkshire Dales along the ancient coach route Kettlewell to Richmond, North Yorkshire. There'll be stops at Middleham and Leyburn. Carlton is the largest village in Coverdale, and it has a public house, the Foresters Arms. In 2011, the Foresters Arms was purchased by the local community. Stage 4 of the 2019 Tour de Yorkshire cycle race went through Carlton. This is part 2 of the drive along the ancient coach route. Horshouses to Richmond, North Yorkshire. The Forbidden Corner, originally built as a folly, this family attraction is riddled with statues and unique buildings. The strangest place in the world. This is another place of photographic interest, Holy Trinity Church, Coverham, North Yorkshire. Holy Trinity Church is a redundant Anglican church in the village of Coverham. The church is a designated Grade II listed building and is under the care of the Church's Conservation Trust. The church is featured in the 1978 British television series All Creatures Great and Small, in the episode Mending Fences, as well as the Christmas special in 1985. The sport of kings can be traced back to the area for over 200 years. The first documented reference to racehorses in Middleham was the establishment of Isaac Cape as a jockey in 1733. The historic town of Middleham is known mostly for three things: its connection with Richard III, its magnificent castle, and most recently, horse racing industry. Middleham is home to Britain's leading racehorse trainers, where 15 racehorse trainers and approximately 500 horses can be found. The historic centre of Middleham is blessed with an abundance of medieval buildings. This is Middleham Castle, built in the 12th century by the powerful Neville family. A late Neville owner was Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick, known as the Kingmaker. Richard, Duke of Gloucester, later King Richard III, spent his childhood at Middleham Castle. In 1985, a metal detectorist walking near the castle found a 15th century jewel pendant, known as the Middleham Jewel. The jewel is in the Yorkshire Museum in York, but a replica is on display in the castle. I'm now back on the main street. This is Sundial House. JB was John Briggs' dial maker. The date should read 1798, as he was not born until 1770 and died in 1853. The house was a post office before becoming a private residence. This is Glasgow House, named after Lord Glasgow of Kilburn Castle in Ayrshire. One of Lord Glasgow's trainers was James Croft, and this is a plaque to his memory. In 1822, Croft trained the first 4 horses who crossed the line as 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the St. Leger. The St. Leger Stake is a Group 1 flat horse race in Great Britain open to 3-year-old thoroughbreds, colts and fillies. These stables behind the house are still used as a training establishment. This is one of the several medieval buildings in Middleham. During the good weather, these benches are fully occupied with tourists. Middleham had several inns and was well served with coaches before the age of the railways. Middleham has 2 marketplaces. The lower marketplace is the larger of the 2, and this is where I am at the moment. This is the information board. Welcome to Middleham. And walk along this well-worn churchyard path to the Lychgate entrance of St Mary and St Alcalda Church. The Church of St Mary and St Alcalda is a Church of England parish church in Middleham. This church is a Grade 1 listed building and it dates from the 13th century. This beautiful old church with great stained glass windows in honour of Richard III. The church was made a collegiate church in 1477 by Richard, Duke of Gloucester, later Richard III. In 1538, Thomas Cromwell decided to allow couples to marry in St Alcalda without a licence or banns. This practice stopped in the 18th century. Because of this, St Alcalda was a sort of Gretna Green in Yorkshire. Middleham claims to be the smallest town in Yorkshire, but it's a giant in the world of horse racing and has a magnificent castle. I've come to the end of the walk around Middleham. Part 2 of the drive along the ancient coach route continues. Next stop, Leyburn. At the heart of Wensleydale lies the gateway town of Leyburn, a town for all seasons, with spectacular views of the surrounding countryside, unusual local shops and cafes, traditional pubs, and a weekly market on Friday. It's an ideal place for walking, sightseeing, or just watching the world go by. I'm now standing on the marketplace of Leyburn. Come with me for a walk around this Yorkshire Dales town. Leyburn's status increased in the 17th century when a market charter was granted by Charles II in 1686. This building is the local bus shelter. This is Leyburn Town Hall, built in 1856 by Lord Bolton, and it now houses several shops. All the country's leading regional auctioneers' tenants are based in the town. At the top of the marketplace there's a sign for the shawl. According to legend, Mary, Queen of Scots, upon fleeing captivity in nearby Bolton Castle, dropped her shawl en route to Leyburn. The next point of interest on the walk is the old police station. The building had been used for more than 100 years as a police station. This is a bright winter's day in Leyburn. Leyburn is part of the acclaimed Wensleydale Railway Heritage Line. James Herriot, otherwise Alfred Wright, has a strong association with Leyburn. He spent the first 10 years of his career with Frank Bingham of Leyburn. Bingham was the inspiration for Hugh and Ross in Wright's books. Time to move on. Heading for the final destination of this drive along the old coach route from Kettlewell to Richmond. Richmond is the final destination. Blue skies above on this winter's day. The temperature outside is 7 degrees centigrade. Richmond is often referred to as the gateway to the Yorkshire Dales National Park. This North Yorkshire town is the original of no less than 105 worldwide Richmonds, all following in its ancient footsteps. This is the end of the drive along the ancient stagecoach route, Kettlewell to Richmond. Travelling by stagecoach in the 18th century would have been hazardous due to lack of sleep, bad food and unfriendly elements. Until railways, this was the main form of transport. Richmond lies to the edge of the Yorkshire Dales National Park and has both history and location. The town developed on land granted to William Rufus by William the Conqueror in 1071. Shortly afterwards, Richmond Castle was built for the purpose of protecting Swaledale against border raiders from Scotland. Located in the Old Trinity Church in the centre of the marketplace is the award-winning museum dedicated to the illustrious Greenhowards Regiment. The town is the home of the famous Georgian Theatre Royal, founded as the Georgian Theatre in 1788 by actor Samuel Butler. This North Yorkshire town is one of Britain's most beautiful and vibrant market towns. Richmond has an iconic castle, fine historic buildings, sweeping cobbled marketplace and leafy riverside vistas. At the Richmond Museum you can learn about the development and social history of the area. Thanks for watching. There are more videos on the channel. Like and subscribe and hit that notification button for more videos.